among other things, outnumbered. One of our favorites. She joins us tonight. So, Melissa, as I'm reading this script, I'm thinking to myself, is this story really real? I hope we haven't been punked, and I always count on you for due diligence. This is a real story out of Sweden about the cannibalism, correct?
It is. It's very hard for me to believe it's a real story. It seems like it. I read it. I followed it. They seem to be serious. I feel like they can't be. And immediately I thought of Jonathan Swift in The Modest Proposal.
Yes,
and that was,
exactly.
of course, the satire from 1729 when they were saying the Irish should fatten up their children and feed them to the rich, and that would solve both the problem of starvation and overpopulation. So I was like, okay, maybe this isn't real. But then again, it is kind of the natural progression of where we would go if we are trying to control the human population for the sake of the environment. Eat your neighbor to save the planet. I mean, there is a certain logical sense there. And they are saying, you know, you don't eat them when they're alive. They're like, once they die, eat dead people. That will help in so many ways. It helps the atmosphere because they're not decomposing. You have fewer cows. It makes all kinds of... No, it doesn't make any sense. I can't tell if they're serious or not. I feel like we're getting punked. And if you look back at Swift, there was a reason behind the satire. Part of it was to, you know, talk about the plight of the Irish and how people had dehumanized them at that point. But part of it was to make fun of a lot of the solutions that were out there at the time as being stupid. So this could be like, this solution is no more stupid, eating your neighbor, than some of the other stuff we've heard, like getting rid of cows.
May I suggest a mitigating factor?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Magnus Söderlund of Sweden. Now, the one thing, my name is Carlson, so I'm allowed to say this.
Yeah.
The Swedes have no sense of humor. There's not one person in the country with a sense of humor. So that suggests that this couldn't be satire because that word doesn't translate into Swedish.
Yeah, that's possible. I don't know. I'm with you. Like, I know, I feel like we've got to be getting punked here. We have to be. So I can't really take this at face value. I would say that it fits into the current climate hysteria. When you were showing those clips of how the Democrats are one-upping each other, it's amazing that thing on CNN didn't rate. Because it seems like as they were all trying to outdo each other at how much you could give up in order to be, you know, morally righteous, that everybody wouldn't be jumping on board with that. It's shocking. But if you look at the craze right now, so everybody's selling these meatless burgers. If you look, Wendy's is jumping on board. Everyone's trying to get on board. But they're not actually healthy. I mean, that's the irony of the whole meatless thing is it's filled with sodium. It has tons of calories. It's basically made of starch and potatoes. Like those meatless burgers, you're no better off when you're eating those. You're just not.
Wouldn't it just be easier to go to church, just to pick your local Methodist or Presbyterian or yes Episcopalian church and just go? Wouldn't it just be simpler?
It could. I mean, another thing they could be doing is I also think the folks behind this could be extreme vegans. And so they're saying, you know, like if it's so gross to eat humans, why is it not gross to eat animals? That's another possibility, I guess. Or Tucker, they're saying, why don't you go find your nearest deplorable, throw him on the barbecue? You would be doing like a double service. You would be ridding the world of a Trump supporter and at the same time saving the planet, like ding ding. Both things are fantastic. So that could be it as well.
I have the feeling we're going to see that proposal not satirically proposed.
No.
Melissa, great to see you tonight. Thank you.
You as well, yeah.